Right, I'm
He's
gonna
wielding
move
a
there
morning
and
star and wearing hide armor.
I'm gonna take
I
a
thought you were gonna
step.
say high heels.
Sorrow positioning herself between the bugbear and the goblin. The goblin is not wielding a melee weapon right now, so there's no flanking.
What are you doing?
And do a fire shot.
Sorrow can see to the north is some kind of room, looks like a barracks. She sees some beds. Sorry, what's the targeting order? It was 1, 2, 3, 4, or what was it?
It's all versus fortitude. 20, 21, 14, and 23. And it's 7 fire damage and 5 ongoing fire damage.
Sorrow burns 3 of her 4 intended targets, the bugbear and 2 goblins, and sets them ablaze.
I would also like these little wooden barrels to be on fire on the bed.
What's the range on that? Where's
3.
3? 1, 2, 3. Not enough of the barrels in there to catch fire. And the beds surround the corner.
Oh.
This goblin to the east burns from the fire. He takes another shot at Sorrow. This time pegs her in the leg for 6 damage before walking around the the easternmost northern corridor.
I'm gonna use the shield ability.
That grants you a +4 to AC, making your AC 22. And the bolt still just manages to hit.
How much damage did it get?
That was 6 damage. This hobgoblin drops his bow, puts away his crossbow, takes out his battle axe, and strikes out at Sorrow. Actually, before that, he burns.
Sinner, repent!
Sorrow's shield protects her from the battle axe. Coltane.
Coltane charges the goblin warrior that is still burning south of Sorrow. And as he does so, he yells, "Die, slaver scum!" Right, so that's 23 and 12 damage.
Coltane charges forward and wounds the goblin. The other goblin takes a shot at Sorrow and pegs her in the neck for 8 damage before retreating down the easternmost south corridor. Winter.
So Coltane's target would be the closest one to me if I were to mark a new quarry.
Yeah.
Well, I mark it as my quarry, and twin strike. Zam! Kablam! 27 for 10, 23 for 8, +1 quarry damage.
Both arrows strike and the goblin is bloodied. The bugbear's fur burns and he roars.
Does he roll on the ground? Does he roll on the ground?
No, he raises his morning star and tries to squash Sorrow like a bug.
Ah.
The bugbear sizes up Sorrow, waiting for the goblin, with whom he is flanking Sorrow, to distract the tiefling before bringing down the morning star. He smashes Sorrow, crushing her shoulder for 23 damage, knocking her prone and dazing her.
It hurts.
Sorrow is bloody down to 1 hit point. What? Oh, you had taken damage before. Wow.
Well, why did we take damage before?
He was getting shot at by the 2 goblins.
Right.
Oh yeah, we're in combat.
The bugbear roars as he crushes Sorrow to the ground. He bellows, "You killed my little friend. You're not slaves. You're pudding." Wrecked.
So Rex sees that the stupid wizard just got himself whacked like crap again. He sighs and walks forward. And he says, "You daft fool!" And then he casts his Beacon of Hope. Up to 3 now? I don't get it. Anyways, so my Beacon of Hope would hit the bugbear as well, but he would have cover, right?
Explain? It's a burst what?
It's a burst 3 effect.
Yeah, that's correct. Cover.
So the first attack will be on the bugbear, the second one will be on the little hobgoblin, okay?
Roger.
Yikes. First one is a 14 against will. And second one is a 1.
A burst of divine energy emanates from Rex's holy symbol. The bugbear is visibly affected, weakened by this blinding light. But the
Blinded by the light.
But the goblin is completely unaffected.
well, Sorrow gains 5 hit points. Does the miss on the second attack cause me to fumble?
Yep.
Okay, that doesn't seem to make much sense, but okay.
Just like you can crit on different attacks, you can also fumble.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to explain you fumbling a, like, beacon of hope. Like, oh no, the blinding light, it blinded me!
The answer that right there. Round 4. So we have one goblin dead, another one pretty grievously wounded. We have a bugbear on the scene who's done crazy damage to Sorrow, nearly killing her. Sorrow's now at 6 hit points. Dazed and prone, Sorrow's up. Round 4. How's she gonna save herself?
I can't.
You can frickin' crawl away.
No, cause he just go in front of my face and hit me again. And technically I can't. I could just stand up, and that's the end of my turn.
I said crawl away, not stand up and walk away.
Oh, oh. How is crawling like difficult terrain?
I'm pretty sure it is at half movement speed. Stand by.
That means you can't shift away. You know, 2 people will get attacks of opportunity on you.
288 crawl. Move action prone. You must be prone to crawl. Movement, move up to half your speed. Provoke opportunity attacks. If you leave a square adjacent to an enemy, that enemy can make an opportunity attack against you.
Yeah. Okay. Second one.
Yeah, good call.
Assume the fetal position.
Yeah. For. I'm assuming I'm not dazed anymore.
What does it say?
Oh. Never mind. Yeah. I just read.
Goblin comes around the corner with his crossbow, takes a shot at Coltane. But it pings off Coltane's dwarven chainmail. The wounded goblin continues to burn. He steps back into the southern chamber and closes the door. Coltane.
Coltane cries out to Sorrow. We shall win this battle, Sorrow! Get on your feet and get out of there! That bugbear is nothing to you! Thus inspiring her. Then he charges the goblin warrior.
Ooh, that's gonna provoke an opportunity attack. If you're charging, don't you have to move in a straight line, or is that 3rd edition?
Let me...
Move and attack. Move your speed as part of the movement requirements. You must move at least 2 squares from your starting position, and you must move directly to the nearest square from which... No, so
Oh,
apparently you can... Yep.
I
I think you'd probably still end up in... Yeah, you would end up in that square, but how you move apparently doesn't matter.
Coltane charges the goblin then. Now that the powers that be have conferred and decided that it is possible. Fortunately, that's only a total of 17, and if it does hit, it's 14 damage.
Coltane slashes into the goblin. The goblin to the south takes a shot at Coltane, but misses. He then retreats a little down the corridor. Wintier.
I mark the visible goblin as my quarry. And twin strike. Zing bop. First is a 23 for 9, second is a 10. Would have been for 10.
One
Quarry
arrow
damage.
misses, but the second bloodies the goblin. That was 3 quarry damage. The bugbear raises his morning star and brings it down on Sorrow, still prone at his feet. So being prone means you grant combat advantage, which effectively cancels out the total defense from second wind. Okay. This blow is more sluggish. The effects of Rect's prayer have weakened the bugbear, and it only deals 5 damage to Sorrow. Sorrow down to 24 out of 38. Rect.
Rect is gonna take... Wait, actually, I think I'm in range. No, never mind, I'm in range. So Rect will use his Astral Seal power against the hobgoblin that Coltane is engaging in. Although he also calls Coltane to actually finish the hobgoblin quickly so they can come back and deal with the bugbear. And roll a 16 versus reflex.
Rect paints the target. That ends round 4. Round 5, where are we? We've got one enemy down, another enemy has vanished into a room, although he was on fire and on the brink of death, so who knows what's going on with him. We have another goblin bloodied, and of the Drogons, only Sorrow is wounded, and she's not bloodied. So, still not too bad. Pretty good. pretty darn good overall. Sorrow's up, round 5.
Hopefully that hobgoblin was a moron and he's trying to put out the fire with alcohol.
Is opening a door minor or a standard action?
Minor, yes.
Alright, I'll stand up. I'm gonna shift.
So that's your standard and your move.
Wait, I'm gonna shift to this square.
Okay.
And can I open the door from here?
No.
Alright, okay, well, I'll just stay here.
The goblin warrior before Coltane enters a bloodlust and swings at the man with his battle axe. Once again, Coltane feels the tremendous strength behind the little creature's blows, but manages to deflect it. Sorrow can hear behind the door a body collapse to the floor. Coltane.
Coltane strikes the goblin warrior. No special abilities here. That's 15 and 6 damage.
Coltane strikes true, aided by Rect's prayer.
And then he shifts to his southwest.
The warrior with the crossbow comes back and takes a shot at Coltane, but Coltane dodges it. Wintier.
Twin strike on my quarry. 17 for 4, 21 for 2. 4 quarry damage.
Wintier plants 2 to the chest, and the goblin drops. The bugbear comes forward and takes a swing at Sorrow, and beats her for 13 damage, dropping her to 11 hit points.
I'll use my Infernal Wrath on the hits for 10 damage.
The bugbear growls as it's burned by Sorrow's flames. Wrecked.
Rect casts Astral Seal on the bugbear now. Rolls a 23 versus reflex. And then he tells Sorrow to get out of there.
Wrecked paints the target. That ends round 5. Round 6 we have 2 and probably 3 goblins down. Only 1 goblin left and the bugbear. Sorrow is bloodied, but none of the other Drogons have taken damage. The bugbear is wounded. Overall, battle still going in the Drogon's favor. Sorrow's up, round 6.
Alright, I'm gonna shift away from the bugbear going, and maybe the luck will turn as Coltane might get hit.
You bastard. I've avoided everything this battle, and it's gonna be you that hits me first. And you'll miss the friggin' bugbear.
It's gonna go the bugbear first target, Coltane's the second one, and the goblin's gonna be the third one.
Well, what is this? A burst? 5? Or sorry, burst 2?
It's a blast 5.
Blast 5, cool. Burning hands?
Yeah. Oh, good. I crit against the bugbear. So it's a crit against the bugbear. This is versus reflex. 14 versus reflex for Coltane, and a 27 for the goblin. It's a 15 fire damage for regular and 18 for critical.
Sorrow, you also gained 4 life for hitting my the Astral Seal target.
Okay, I was gonna ask how much your charisma was. Alright.
Sorrow fills the corridor with flame. Coltane recognizes the cue as she lifts up her hands, placing them into position, and manages to flatten himself against the wall and cover his beautiful, dashing face before the flames singe him as well. The bugbear is bloodied from the attack. Goblin is wounded. Coltane is up.
Coltane cries out, "Well done, but still warn me next time." And then he shifts to his left, or rather, south of the bugbear. And as he stabs at it, he says, "Over here, ugly!" And that's 26 for 11 damage.
Coltane stabs into the bugbear. It growls in pain. The singed goblin takes a shot at Coltane, and finally manages to still not land a blow, so he ducks back down into the corridor. Wintier.
I'll show you how to shoot goblin. Mark the bugbear as the quarry, and do a 2-fanged strike against the bugbear. 10 for 12. 17 for 7.
The first arrow goes wide, possibly... No, it's not your first miss. First arrow goes wide, the second one strikes.
300 score damage.
The bugbear stomps over to Sorrow, now in melee with Sorrow, Wrecked, and Coltane. Takes a swing at her with his Morning Star. growling in anger. But Sorrow dodges. Wrecked.
Well, Rek feels rather uncomfortable being so close to a bugbear, so, he takes a step back, and he casts another astral seal on the bugbear. Rolls a 19 versus reflex, and then he realizes that Sorrow will probably get herself killed because she certainly likes to stay close to the enemy, so he decides to use his healing word power. I think that even minimal healing would probably put her back to max, but anyways, I have to roll everything, so yeah. Well, that was crappy.
Where does the first 5 come from? You got 5 plus 4 plus 2 plus 5. One of those 5s is from the 2d6, right?
Yeah, the first 5 is from 2d6, the second 5 is from my Beacon of Hope ability.
Gotcha.
4 is from my Wisdom, and 2 is
Your
from my
wisdom,
Charisma.
and then- yeah. So that blasts Sorrow back up to maximum hit points.
No one's no one's hurt!
Indeed,
Except for
as
the bugbear.
round 6 ends and move into round 7, all the Drogons are at maximum hit points. There are only 2 enemies remaining. One of them is pretty seriously injured, and the other one is out of sight right now. Sorrow.
Sorrow will take a step back and use Ray of Frost on the bug. 15 versus Fortitude, 7 cold damage, and slow.
Aided by Rect's prayer, Sorrow's Ray of Frost lands. Coltane.
Goldane keeps, I guess, pace with the bugbear, shifting till he's south of it again, and uses a basic attack. That's a total of 21 and 11 damage.
Why are you using basic attack?
Because it doesn't matter. My other abilities kind of rely on me having people fighting next to the enemy or next to me.
Ah, okay.
Once I get a level, I'm gonna have to retrain him somewhat.
And is this Coltane the Merciful or Coltane the Bloodthirsty?
This is Coltane the Righteous, who cannot abide a slaver to live, unless he's feeling like it. Also as Coltane the
Questionable?
slightly questionable. Yes, Coltane the Questionable. So he's gonna kill it.
Oh, I want to kill it.
So Coltane the Questionable plunges his
that's
sword
me.
into the... What?
I thought I was Coltane the Questionable.
Coltane plunges his sword into the bugbear's spleen, wrenches it across his abdomen, and tears out his entrails.
Yummy.
And then he spits on its corpse and says, "That is the fate all slavers deserve."
Flawless victory!
No, we missed one.
Goblin runs full speed down the northern corridor. You hear a door open, and then more running as you hear it calling out in Goblin.
I take it that combat is finished here?
That's up to you guys. Winter.
I guess we're in for some more trouble. What do? Do we hold the hallway or what?
We should at least go to the end of the corridor and see what's coming.
Winter runs up the corridor.
You only moved 7?
Oh wait, I can do another move, don't I?
So Winter's rushing ahead of everyone, taking point.
I was about to say he nonchalantly strolls up the corridor, stops to scratch his ear.
Wrecked.
Rekt will move as well. And he's gonna open the door.
Opening the southern door, Wrecked sees immediately a burning corpse.
Yay! Now we get the XP! Is that a
Could have
battle
been
axe on the
someone else
wall?
in the room.
Well actually, Rekt will do a second move and walk in.
Wrecked enters what appears to be some kind of shrine. At the far end of the room is a large alcove with steps descending into a shallow pool, wherein there's a large Minotaur statue.
Is it similar to the Minotaur statue that was, bulldozing through those crowd in the seven-pillared hall?
It does not. This one is just a stone statue.
Ah, okay.
Sorrow.
Sorrow will run after the goblin. I'm running.
Sorrow moves beyond the open door and into the chamber beyond, and that's where we're going to end the session.
Good job, everyone.
Yeah, good job.
Flawless victory.
That went super remarkably well.
Props to John.
Props to the goblins for only ever actually hitting somebody once or twice.
Hitting the two bad guys and not hitting you was nice too.
Yeah, on a crit. I was expecting more him to critical and only hit me. That was very unexpected. Thank you, John. I'm touched. That's the best Christmas gift ever.
You only get one per act, I guess.
I was gonna say one per year. Wait until next Christmas.
Next Christmas.
I'll burn you apart.
Alright, so Twitter bonus this session. It'll be a total of +3 to initiative rolls in the next session. And we forgot to add, it was a +4 from last session, right? The
Yeah, I
initiative
think
bonus?
so. So I guess we
So we're
forgot
gonna
to add
stack
that
that.
+4. We got a +7. That is insane. So I guess I'm gonna have like +9 next time.
That's a pretty nice bonus.
And so right, next session you guys will get the +7 bonus from Twitter. And of course, don't forget to add in Coltane's +2 bonus when it applies, which is most of the time.
I could potentially get a +11. Well, I get +11, so I could potentially get a 31 initiative. I am so fast.
You're gonna roll a 1. You'll be so sad.
I think
Part of me feels
this.
I was gonna say, part of me feels like that bugbear had some slight similarities to Wreckage. Very slight, of course, but big, scary, and not happy that you were killing his good people friends.
I was gonna say that this must be like the first battle ever that we started and ended with full HP.
I think we're proving that the defender is an unnecessary role in the party.
No, it's
Yeah.
necessary if you don't have two leaders. I mean, if you have two leaders, I mean, right? It's the old a party of cleric concept.
I think the fact that we have these tight corridors in some ways is working to our advantage when there's not too many of them, even though they've got a lot of ranged attacks. Also, we were lucky.
That don't
If
hit.
we had a, yeah, if we had a defender, they would never get past us in the corridor. But it is true that having two leaders means lots of healing. The problem is that Coltane is actually, other than that horned helm, a lot more useless than he might be otherwise, because his two basic attacks depend on like adjacent allies hitting the target or just being there.
It also matters the stack, right, of initiative, because when you think about it, if your two leaders all have initiatives that are low, or both have initiatives that are high, sometimes it can be a problem because the enemy will have initiative between everyone. So especially like Sorrow, like if she was getting hit really bad and there was no allies turn to heal, then it would be bad because she could just go down to 1 and then next guy would just ping her for 1 and she'd be down. But with like two leaders with like different initiative positions, usually it's a lot better because let's say in this case it was, I think, Nick Coltane has a higher initiative, so if his turn ended, then an enemy hits Sorrow, then we would still have Rex's turn to heal Sorrow before the next round starts. I'm just realizing that all my cleric powers have like really close range, which is a problem.